This is the final report on my internship with North Point Church's youth group. I evolved into a more adaptable designer, taking the original internship plan that Ms. Brown and I created and adapting it to the vision that Pastor Kurt had for North Point Church's youth was a struggle for my type A personality. I did not like the fact that some of my original ideas were going to be different from what was stated in my contract. I had to take a step back and reevaluate myself and the importance of the project. This project was not about me. It was about creating a tool that would benefit the youth at NPC. The project evolved into something much more meaningful than I originally planned. It was never a thought that I would meet with the other youth leaders or youth members. Once Pastor Kurt became a more integral part of the website building process, he insisted that I come to youth meetings and get to know the students. He wanted me to share the website and explain its interaction since I was the one who built it. Getting to know the men, women, and teenagers who make up this special group is what made this project one of the most meaningful experiences of my life. Overall, I would say that the experience was great. I was able to become a better instructional designer and grow spiritually while working in my own community. The first deliverable for NPC Youth was their very own logo. Ms. Brown and Pastor Kurt wanted a simple logo that they could print on handouts, t-shirts, and any other items they see fit. The easy tips for managing the NPC Youth Weebly website fulfilled the job aid requirement for this class. This easy-to-view and understand document is something that Ms. Brown and Pastor Kirk can refer to when updating the website and even print and post around the youth room and church. The website was the largest and most time-consuming deliverable. Each page was put together by Ms. Brown and myself during our training sessions. The home page displays NPC's mission statement, the youth group's thematic Bible verse, Jeremiah 29:11, the new NPC Youth logo, as well as a little About Us blurb. There are 2 contact forms that allow youth members to request rides as well as special prayer requests. There is a Meet Our Leaders page that displays photos and biographies of each of the couples involved with the NPC Youth Leadership Team. There's also sections that house information about upcoming sermons and events happening within the youth group. Working with Ms. Brown was a dream. She was just as eager to create the website as she was to learn how to handle and maintain the site after the internship was over. Both Ms. Brown and myself were passionate about making each of our Sunday meetings a great learning experience. She always came in with questions and suggestions during each meeting. When Pastor Kurt was hired, we even had a few meetings with him to make sure all requests were met. I learned that hard work can be easy when you have passionate people working with you. Taking on a project like this seemed like a huge undertaking at the beginning. However, working with Ms. Brown made the process an enjoyable learning experience. This experience has given me the opportunity to make a new friend in Ms. Brown. We are colleagues at Gaffney High School, but working with her on this project has really allowed our friendship to grow. I am excited to see the type of changes that we can make in our work environment. I have also been blessed spiritually by working with this amazing youth group. It is really wonderful to see so many young hearts on fire for Christ. I have been working with Weebly since I began the Educational Technology program at the University of South Carolina. However, I was very unsure of how to create an effective site for a youth group. I found that there was not many research-based sources that I could find in this area, so blogs and websites were the biggest aid. The sites that I used offered an insight that I would have never considered. I believed that I could take what I have learned and create websites for other churches and youth groups if they asked. Spending time with the NPC youth gave me a new perspective on the new generation of youth groups. Wednesday night youth services at NPC consist of pizza, basketball games, video games, and socializing before a sermon is ever spoken. I grew up in a more traditional youth group setting where video games and cell phones were not allowed during such a sacred time. However, offering the youth time to eat and play before the sermon ensures that they are really ready to listen when the time comes. This was a big shock for me. It was really neat to see how NPC tries to reach all of the kids and give them a place that feels welcoming and inviting while sharing the love of Christ at the same time. I have become a more flexible and adaptable person in the sense of instructional design. I have accomplished this skill working in the classroom over the last 7 years. However, it was a little bit more difficult for me to do in the realm of instructional design. I really wanted my ideas and plans to be permanent and set in stone from the start. It was naive to think nothing would change, and working through the new leadership of MPC Youth with Pastor Kurt was a skill that I developed the most. Pastor Kurt was beyond grateful for my willingness to volunteer my time and skills to the MPC Youth. He is overjoyed with the final product and cannot wait to work in Weebly and make the site even more specialized for the youth members. Miss Brown was thankful for my attention to detail and my willingness to accommodate any question or request for her, Pastor Kurt, or any other youth leader. Miss Brown talked about how the project grew into more than either of us expected. She thanked me repeatedly for coming to youth leader meetings, youth nights, and even a Sunday service to ensure that all members of MPC could know about the new youth website as well as promote the website outside of church.